Welcome to VAR India News Hour. Indian bankers may lose large parts of traditional business to Google Pay, Phone Pay. E-commerce has transformed the way business is done in India. The Indian e-commerce market is expected to grow to $111.40 billion by 2025 from $46.2 billion as of 2020. By 2030, it is expected to reach $350 billion. According to NASSCOM, despite COVID-19 challenges, India's e-commerce market continues to grow at 5% with expected sales of $56.6 billion in 2021. After China and the US, India had the third largest online shopper base of 140 million in 2020. The financial services industry is in the midst of a significant transformation accelerated by the COVID-19 pandemic. And given the key role digitization plays in the financial lives of more and more of the world's population, electronic payments are at the epicenter of this transformation. As per PwC survey, payments are becoming increasingly cashless and the industry's role in fostering inclusion has become a significant priority. Payments also are supporting the development of digital economies and are driving innovation, all while functioning as a stable backbone for our economies. 86% agreed that traditional payments providers will collaborate with fintechs and technology providers as one of their main sources of innovation. Another solid reason for growth in India's online shopping sector is currently worth $36.5 billion, a value that has consistently expanded at double-digit rates in recent years. The digital payment sector in India has been growing at an exponential rate with the penetration of technology in the deep interiors of the country. India's top banker Uday Kotak said lenders based in the country may end up losing large portions of their traditional business to digital wallet platforms such as Google Pay and Walmart-backed Phone Pay. Google Pay and Phone Pay, which are dominating the country's retail digital payment sector, are either owned or backed by deep-pocketed tech giants. Kotak pointed out while speaking at a forum organized by Bloomberg and India's International Financial Services Center Authority. To face the competition, Indian banks need to adopt a customer-centric approach instead of sales-centric approach, said Kotak, who is the founder and chief executive officer of Kotak Mahindra Bank. The lenders are required to hire more talent and significantly scale up their technologies, he said. The UPI market share has been increasing constantly and it stood at 80% over the first 7 months of FY22 as against a mere 9% growth in FY18, while the share of debit and credit cards stood at 8 to 10%, a recent report from Motilal Oswal Financial Services said. Experts said it is high time for the regulators to be alert over the use of data by the scores of fintech companies entering the Indian market. It must be closely watched to prevent potential systematic and stability challenges. Let's look into today's headlines in VAR India. Modi government plans strategic sale of 4 more PSUs. The government is working on finalizing the transactions of BEML, Pawan Hans, Shipping Corporation of India and Neelachal Ispat by the end of March. Speaking at the webinar on a privatization by Department of Investment and Public Assessment Management, Modi said state-owned companies in 4 strategic sectors will be kept at bare minimum and that the government is committed to privatizing PSUs in all sectors barring 4 strategic ones. Vodafone files application for retro tax settlement. Telecom giant Vodafone on Friday said it has filed an application with Indian authorities for settlement of their retrospective tax dispute. The Finance Ministry notified a fresh set of rules to facilitate settlement of the retrospective tax dispute with Vodafone on October 13. The government has to refund 44.7 crore rupees to Vodafone that it had collected as tax. After processing of the application, the company would be issued Form 2, which is the next step that signals acceptance of the application, setting the stage for the issue of refund of tax paid. India in talks with regulators globally to leverage digital payments tax, says Dilip Asbe. Speaking at the Infinity Forum, National Payments Corporation of India's CEO Dilip Asbe said, "We are working with Bank for International Settlements, the World Bank, and we are reaching to as many as 50 to 60 countries, their governments and regulators because we want to leverage the stack that we have built by India so that it can become a public good of the world. We don't want to monetize this but support the world and improve the livelihoods of people around the world, and this would be the contribution of India." CloudSec raises $7 million at $10 million valuation. Cybersecurity startup CloudSec, which leverages artificial intelligence and machine learning to combat cyber threats, has raised $7 million in its Series A funding round led by Mass Mutual Ventures. The total investments in CloudSec now comes to $10 million. CloudSec employs unique datasets, proprietary ML models, and non-intrusive techniques to identify, analyze, and resolve cyber threats proactively. The startup is also improving its flagship digital risk monitoring platform XVigil that caters to organizations across verticals, including top banks, technology companies, healthcare organizations, and retail giants such as ICICI, NPCI, Cred, Sun Pharma, Reliance, Tokopedia, Ola Cabs, and Decathlon. Huawei is bringing Harmony OS globally in 2022. Tech giant Huawei is likely to launch its proprietary operating system Harmony OS for its global users next year. As of now, the Huawei Harmony OS is already available in China across multiple different devices. The company had first unveiled the OS back in 2019 during its Huawei Developer Conference. Last year, Harmony OS 2.0 was officially announced with several improvements along with an extension of the list of devices that support the OS. Earlier this year, Harmony OS 3.0 was unveiled, with its first preview beta being set in the first quarter of 2022. That's all for now. Please like, share, comment and subscribe to VAR India News Magazine. You can download the VAR India app from Google Play Store and Apple App Store for the latest news and updates. Stay tuned. Thank you.